Shanti. Can you hear me? Okay. Translations working louder. Okay. That's the problem with us. After we meditate, it takes a little while to come into sound. Is it okay now? On translation, those who are receiving it. So my great joy to be with Baba's children once again here in Thailand. And if I understood correctly, the word Thai means free. Is that correct? What a great name. So it's literally the land of Mukti, land of freedom. And Jivan Mukti as well. Land of smiles, yes, that's for sure. Yeah, so I thought this was my second visit here, but I was told it's my third. So let me just check in terms of time, Sister La. It's 10 to 6. What time to finish this session? Okay, so no limit. Yeah, so the theme that has been chosen for this session is the experience of belonging to one. And so I was trying to think what to say and which experiences to leave out, because there are so many experiences. But also the question came, why? Why should we do this? Why do we do this? Why to belong to one? And then the thought came that what happens to us as we go through the cycle is that it's like the soul becomes closed up. Think, for example, of a flower. And as we go through the cycle, it's like the petals close up one by one. And by the time we reach the end of the Iron Age, the soul is completely closed and also wilted. And then we come to Baba and he gives us a lifestyle and he gives us orders. Remember me and me alone. And the result of that is the soul gains strength again, and all those petals begin to blossom, begin to awaken once more. And that's what we all want. Every single one of us is a unique and different, individual, beautiful flower. But to some degree we are closed up because of the Copper Age and the Iron Age experiences. So what Baba wants is for every single flower to be in full bloom. And that can only happen when we come into connection, interaction, relationship with that purest source, the divine source, the creative source, the intelligent source, and the only altruistic source, the one who has no selfishness because he has no needs. And we know that with the human souls, no matter how good somebody is, they still get the fruit of their karma. But Shiv Baba is the only soul who is beyond the karmic laws. And so we trust Baba to do this job for us. Make me complete again. And we experience his true selflessness and benevolence as we come into a connection and relationship with him. And so in fact we have two. We have Shiv Baba and we have this one as well. And that's the best package available on the market. It's a package deal. Buy one, get one free. So the one who never comes into the cycle of birth and death, and the one who takes the maximum number of lives, the one with zero human experience, and the one with maximum human experience. So if you stick yourself in the middle of these two, it's probably the safest place to be. Shiv Baba pulling us and Brahma Baba pushing us. Come on, you can do it. Come on, let's go. And we need both of those. And so one thing to realize is that every single soul is different. Every single Brahman is unique and beautiful and individual. And Baba knows that. And therefore, he invites us to relate to him in the way that touches our hearts the most. It can never be that I simulate your relationship with Baba, because you are a different soul. I'm a different soul. And in the family, in a Lokik family, there may be 4, 5, 6 children. Each one is different. And a good mother and father will know how to love each one, to bring them to the best of who they are. So that's one thing to really take on board, this aspect of my personal relationship with Baba. And he said in the Avyak Murli the other day, whose Baba is this? Is it Dadi Janki's Baba? Is it Dadi Prakash Muni's Baba? No, it's my Baba, no? Because sometimes this thought can come, well, Baba really loves the seniors and I'm just kind of a side dish, kind of an afterthought. But that thinking belongs to the path of bhakti. That thinking does not belong to how Baba wants us to relate to him. And I remember hearing one sister sharing an experience once which surprised me. This was in London in the early 90s. And this was a grown-up person and she had been in Gyan some years. And I'd always seen her as kind of a senior type figure. She was a mother. And then she had just come back from Madhuban with a few others, and they all went on stage to share their experience on the stage in Global Corporation House. Some of you may have been there. And she was sharing her realization of that year. And she must have been to Madhuban maybe 20 times before that. She said, I just realized for the first time that actually Baba loves me. I thought, wow, how can she say that? She's such a senior, sensible person. And then she said that all these years I had always thought Baba loves dadis more. And I am kind of like on the side. And she carried this wrong belief in her mind. And that year, she felt very strongly Baba's love for her and realized Baba is inviting every single one of us to come into that very close, personal, intimate, private relationship with him. And I think that's a very important thing to experience. And I'm sure we all do already in our own way. But to have that feeling of real proximity in the relationship with Bab and Dada. And we just have to remove from within ourselves the wrong ideas we have about God, which we have picked up in the path of bhakti, the last half cycle. Consider this, three ways to approach God. Let's say a beggar knocks on your door. What would you do? Sorry? Open the door and what else? Yeah, you may give some food, you may give some clothes, but probably you would not invite the beggar into your house and say, sit down, relax, have a seat. Right? You say, okay, wait, I will bring you something. That's one. Second scenario, think of somebody who is a cleaning person, a cleaning lady or a cleaning man who comes to clean your house. So that person comes into your house, they have access to your house, but still there may be some private areas. You may say, don't clean this cupboard, or don't touch this part, or don't go into that room. So cleaner has access to the house, but still they're not free to go wherever they want. Limited access. Then you take a third scenario. Think of someone who is your child. So if someone is your child, you would say, they're not free to go wherever they want. My house is your house. Right? For a child, you would say, you should feel at home. You are the master of the house. You don't have to ask, can I have a glass of water? Can I do this? No, you're not a guest. It's your house. You want your child to feel that. In the same way, question is, how do I approach Baba's door? Do I approach as a beggar, knocking on Baba's door? Baba, give me this. Baba, help me. Baba, I have this problem. Do this for me. Do that for me. Or my so-and-so relative or so-and-so has problem. So Baba doesn't like that. Yeah. He says that belongs to the past. When you did not know me, then you did that. Begging and asking like this. And he kind of, doesn't enjoy being approached like that by the Brahmins. Then you think of the second one, the cleaner. Now, if a cleaner comes to clean your house, why does she or he clean your house? Yes, but why do they clean your house? Some baht, they get some baht from you. Because you pay them. If you don't pay them, they won't come. So it's a commerce. It's business. It's trade. So some Brahmins may have this kind of attitude in the relationship with Baba. Baba, I will be good, I'll follow everything, but I want to see some results from you. I need some favors from you. And if they don't come quickly, then a little bit, So it's like a merchant consciousness. It's still a relationship, but it's formal, it's official, a little bit distant, a little bit cold there. Conditional, because my intellect is kind of checking to see, I did so much service, now what about me? Something should come back to me now. But then the third one, is the one I think which Baba wants us to experience very closely, and that is being a child of God. And what does child mean? Child means a sense of belonging. Child means feeling protected. A child means one who has a right over the parent's property. And it's a very close, natural relationship. And for us, it's not just experiencing it, in meditation, but Baba wants us to live as a child of God. All the time feeling that Baba's protection, Baba's care, and having a right to Baba's guidance. So it doesn't depend on Baba, it depends on me. Who am I as I approach God's door? And again, we have to keep reminding ourselves of this. I am a child of God. I'm a child of the ocean of peace. I'm a child of the ocean of love. And when you are in that kind of, mental positioning, then it puts you in the mode of being a bestower. So as we spend more time in the relationship with Baba, we also begin to discover Baba's personality. And probably that's the high point experience of the whole cycle, is to experience and discover God's personality, God's sanskars. In fact, I would say two main things we should never compromise on in the Brahmin life. No matter how busy we are or how much service there is or isn't, whether you are with Brahmins or you may be with Lokiks or you may be traveling on your own, because those outside things we cannot control. But the two inside things, which are exclusive only for the confluence age, one is to explore God's personality, his likes, his dislikes, his habits. And secondly, to dive deep into the ocean of knowledge and discover what is truth. To keep busy churning, exploring the karmic philosophy, the cycle, the tree, because these things you cannot think about in any other life. So service, of course, comes along, but we don't want to spend all day just thinking about administration, meetings, plannings, deadlines, timetable. That should not take the place of the main dish, which is the joy of churning gyan and also the bliss of discovering God's personality. And so what does it mean to explore God's personality? When I was reflecting on this, if we say, belonging to Baba, belonging means Baba has a right over me, right? But also I have a right over Baba too. And I remember once I was in some one country in Europe, and there was a class a bit like this some years ago, and some people were sitting on the floor, and there was a father and a son also sitting on the floor. And the boy was maybe 3 years old or so, just sitting in his father's lap. So naturally, after a while, he gets up and he goes out of the room and plays or does something. And then a few minutes later, he comes back in the room, again sits in the father's lap. And again, 7, 8 minutes later, he gets up and goes out and plays or something. And he comes back in. And I was observing this scene as I was doing the class. I thought, what a beautiful scene. And every time the son comes back, the father just adjusts himself to take him into the lap. The son doesn't have to say, excuse me, Dad, can I sit in your lap again? Is it okay? Do you mind? And he feels he has a right. He just came and the father, oh, yeah, okay, sit. Yeah. And then when he wants to go, the father's not holding him, just lets him go. He wasn't disturbing the class. He was a very quiet child. But I felt that's a bit like how Baba wants us to be with him. Feeling of being very natural. Like, I have a right to come close to Baba, whoever I am, however I am. And that sense of, real living relationship. Because he knows we have been through a cycle and we come to Baba at the end of the cycle. A little bit worn out, a little bit tired, maybe exhausted, maybe burnt out. In fact, I'm just remembering a quick point here. As deity souls, once we're having a conversation of 3 signs of deity souls that you would have experienced in this life. So you can tick the boxes. Number 1, a deity soul in this life would have some love for nature. Tick box. Yeah, okay. Secondly, deity soul could never accept that violence could be a solution for anything. Right? Whether it's between 2 individuals or it's on the international level, but when we see violence, we just know, no, this is not the solution. Because for half the cycle, our dharma was non-violence. So we don't like violence. We know it's wrong. Third one is other people would find you a bit strange. 2 ticks on that box? Yeah? In the Lokik life, I mean, now they should find you okay, but means before you became Brahmin, they may have thought, what's wrong with you? Like, look at your sister, she's living a regular life. What's wrong with you? Maybe even in the Lokik family are a bit strange. If at work as well. Because we have done everything. We've gone around the cycle. So the things which excite other people may not excite us. Because we are looking for truth, looking for authenticity, looking for what's real. And therefore, our affinity is much deeper than the souls who have come later. Of course, now we should have understood how to live in such a way that people don't find us so strange. But that each one has to work out for themselves. So Baba knows that we come to him at the end of the cycle. And then comes his first title for us. I remember Dadi Gulzar asking us this, double foreigners, once when she came to London, which is the first title of Baba which applies to you? So what would you say? First title. Father, Master. Baba has many titles. Huh? Which is the first one that he promotes? Purifier, yeah. First one, she said, is Dilaram, comforter of hearts. He doesn't give us much hard work to do straight away. He knows we got tired, searching, stumbling. We're out of gas, out of juice. Battery. The Baba gives that feeling of comfort to the heart. And we all experience when we come to Baba those early days of intoxication. And that's why it is said, Bachpan ke din bulana dena, do not forget the days of the childhood. You feel so intoxicated, as high as a kite, even higher than the kite, which sometimes we call as the honeymoon period. You're on cloud number 9. And it's like Baba is a very good businessman, is giving you a free sample of how you can be if you follow this life. You know, like if somebody wants to sell you some washing powder, they give you a free sample. Hey, a free sample for you. And oh, great. Then you get hooked. If this works, now I'm going to buy a 10-kilo box. So Baba too, it's his gift to us, to give us that feeling of, I accept you. I think that's part of the my Baba experience. Baba belongs to me experience. The feeling I am accepted. That's a big thing. Because one of the drives that human beings have at this time is to feel accepted, to feel belonging, to feel I fit somewhere. And then looking for what we call as validation, to feel validated. I am important in some way. I am noticed in some way. And Baba gives that experience to us very early on, feeling of acceptance and belonging. But of course, then, he doesn't want us to remain as a baby, because we have to grow. And so there are many here who are parents, mothers or fathers in this life. So when baby is baby, then of course you are holding in your arms. But at what age do you put baby down and say, okay, now let's try and walk? What age does that happen? 2, a year or 2. What if baby says, no, carry me. Yeah? What would you do? If baby is 4 years old, 5 years old, no longer baby, but still wants to be carried. No, now you have to walk. Yeah? Means you're not just a loving mother or father anymore, but now your job also is to introduce a little bit of discipline. Because parents' job, one of the parents' jobs, is to teach the child how to stand on his or her own 2 feet, at least physically to start with. And if baby falls down, every time we lift up baby and say, oh, it's okay, he or she will remain as a mummy's boy or mummy's child. But sometimes you have to say, okay, now you stand up yourself. Come on, you can do it. It's also in the relationship with Baba we experience. Initially, you may feel Baba like a very loving mother or father is taking care of every need you have. But then we know that his form as teacher also starts. And he says, okay, now I am a teacher. Now you're not the child. Now you are student. And we say, really? I have to be student? He says, yes. Study. Pay attention. Do the homework. And so then sometimes as a student, we also fall down, we make a mistake, which means basically we lose our happiness. We lose our swaman, our self-respect, or we get upset. So there, Baba doesn't just only want to wipe our tears. He does that, but he also wants us to learn how to not lose our happiness when challenging situations come. And that is where we have to learn to be students. So a mother or father will say, oh, okay, let me look after you. A teacher would say, go to the study and you will find your answer there. If Baba is only, stroking our cheek all the time, we remain like baby. So a mother or father will stroke the cheek, but the teacher will poke the cheek. Sometimes stroke, sometimes poke. And we need the poke as well. Because whatever knowledge Baba has given, he's giving it because he wants us to imbibe it. As it is said, what's not important is how long you have been in knowledge, but how long knowledge has been in you. So is the knowledge just sitting on the surface here? Or have I really taken it inside myself, absorbed it, imbibed it? That's what makes us strong. And then we're able to, like the eldest child in a family, stand next to the parent and say, I'm going to be your right hand. So the belonging to Baba experience is that as well as experiencing being a child, but also standing next to Baba as a right hand, as a partner, as an instrument. And we can see this. We have seen in Dadis how Brahma Baba and Mama made them into what they became. The Dadis we saw were those who were there, but there were others who didn't kind of stay. But as you imbibe and absorb Gyan into yourself, you understand how truth works. You understand in which situation, which point is to be used. And that's the wonder of belonging to that one source, is that it brings you to the full expression of who you are and who you can be. Think of this phrase, me at my best. Me at my best. Now, each one of us wants to discover the best self that is inside you. Right? Whatever is the best you, which is inside you, you want that to come out, don't you? If that best self doesn't come out, it's like, I missed the confluence age. Like, it's over already. Like, I missed it. I was busy in other things. But, as a human being, I want to discover what I am capable of. I mean, it applies to everyone. And if you go through life without discovering what you are capable of, then have you really lived? You just existed, but not lived. Think, for example, of an eagle, which is born in the nest, and it grows and it grows, so it stays safe in the warm nest, and it grows and it grows and it grows into a full adult, and one day it dies in the nest. You'd say it's been a safe life, it's been a comfortable life, no problems, it's been very secure, but it's a shame. It's an eagle. You know? So powerful wings, it can fly so far, it can do so much. Same way, I think Baba is telling us there is this eagle inside each one of you. There is this Satto Pradhan you, this deity you, this Master Almighty Authority, or whatever title. You have to bring that out. Experience the wonder of you. The wonder of you. There's a song, by the way. Maybe I'll sing it sometime later.
Do it now.
I have to warm my voice up. And Baba says, hire me, and I will help to bring out the best you from inside you. Outsource this job to me as a contractor, and I will bring out the best you. Yeah, and for us, we have the advantage that we have seen these dadis. We saw what they became. Amazing human beings. So it's not we have to think, does it work? Does it not work? We see the samples and others as well. And we have all experienced already to some degree that the emergence of the best you from inside. And we just have to continue with the process to bring out that, complete divine you from inside. And so Baba's various forms, the father, the teacher, also the friend. Now, for me, especially when I was growing up, and maybe some of you know that came to Baba when I was quite young, around 8 or 9 years old. So for me, my growing up as a human being and growing up as a Brahmin happened in parallel. So it's very interesting to experience that growing up on two levels. Of course, I would say Baba as father was probably the first main relationship I experienced, and more it was with this one over there. Been seeing that face on the wall for 45 years. So I felt very protected, very looked after, very guided. But also then experiencing the relationship with Baba as friend. And what does it mean? What is a friend? Think, for example, of how many real friends you have. Probably you can count them on fingers of one hand, right? Even for a Lokik person, how many friends you have at school and how many you still have after 30, 40 years. So what do we look for in a real friend? And I quote the Global Friendship Survey, where they say there's five main qualities we look for in a good friend. And all of these we find in Bap and Dada. What would you say is the number one quality in a good friend? Yeah, trust comes up as number one. Huh? Trust, because trust is a big thing. It takes a lot to build up trust. And if trust is lost, it takes a lot to re-establish it. Trust is a very precious thing. Some say trust is like oxygen. When it's there, you don't notice it. When it's not there, yeah, you notice. So trust means someone you can tell your deepest and darkest secrets to, knowing they will not be broadcast on the 6 o'clock evening news. And so why we trust Baba? Because he has no selfish needs. He is not going to weaponize anything against us. He has no needs, nothing to gain. And that's why people in the world generally, they think of God because God has no need, not going to hold something against them. So in the relationship with Baba, we find ourselves talking to Baba, whatever's in the mind, in the heart, sometimes writing to Baba, knowing that I can share all my secrets with this one. I'll just add one more thing here, one experience I'm remembering. Remember once I was traveling around in the north of England to some centers. And one sister in one particular center, she shared a very beautiful experience. And at that time, she was maybe about 70 years old in her physical age. And she had been through quite a difficult life with the children, the husband, some at work, some difficult experiences. And she felt like her heart was bruised with all the emotional turbulence she had. And she said, once I was sitting in Baba's room and she was looking at Baba's picture and she was telling Baba in her mind, Baba, just take this heart and just clean it. Just clean it, Baba. And as she kept taking Baba's drishti, she felt Baba was saying to her, no. Then she got the message Baba was saying, you have to give it to me. And she understood, Baba is not going to take something from me until and unless I am ready to let go of it. Very important discovery in the relationship with Baba. And the question there arose, how much am I attached to my own stuff? Baba can't force me to be clean. He can only offer. But I have to be willing to let go and say, okay, all those negative experiences, bitter experiences, I am ready to let go. It reminds us there is a responsibility and relationship between a patient and a doctor. Let's say, for example, you go to the dentist, the best dentist in the whole of Thailand. The best, latest equipment has come in. Top class surgery. Dentist is well dressed, ready to start. And you lean back in the chair like this. He will say, open your mouth, please. If I don't open the mouth, dentist can't do the job. So to Baba as a surgeon, sometimes he says as a surgeon, no? He's ready to operate, but I have to release what is inside, so then it gives him permission to work. So that can take different forms. Sometimes it's about speaking to someone you trust, some senior person, or sometimes it's writing to Baba and leaving that Baba's room, or at least even just in your mind, very openly speaking to Baba about what it is I want to let go of. So trust is very important in every, even the doctor-patient relationship, but also the friend relationship. The second quality of the friend comes out as honesty. So a good friend will tell you not just what you like to hear, but what you need to hear. If a good friend is always praising you to the heavens, be careful. If you're behaving like a fool, a good friend will tell you, you're behaving like a fool. Because she or he wants you to stop behaving like a fool. For example, stop wasting your money, your time, your energy. Stop doing things which are damaging to you. And so it comes in a sakamurli. Sometimes Baba is very stern, very strict. He says, don't consider yourself to be too clever. You don't even have 15 minutes worth yoga. Some children do lots of service, but they're so arrogant. Means he says things directly. And when we're new as Brahmins, we get a bit shocked. I thought Baba was a loving God. But if he's only loving, then it can be a little bit, why is he being so nice to me all the time? But sometimes as a parent, as you know, the Pope has to come to put the writing on the wall, so we pay attention. Because Baba has an agenda. He doesn't come just to make us feel nice, but he wants to make us deities. He wants us to develop the strength to be able to overcome the weaknesses we have. And the third one was fun. Fun. Do you like fun? Yeah? With a good friend, you enjoy the time spent together. You look forward to spending time with your friend because it's not a business relationship. It's not formal. You, no harm. You can be yourself with a good friend. You have the permission to be yourself. Sometimes you can horse around like a 4-year-old and it's okay. But sometimes, not all the time. Yeah? Don't feel judged. You don't have to, with a friend, you don't need all these pleases, please and thank you. If a friend does something for you and he says thank you, what do you mean thank you? Why are you saying thank you to me? I'm your friend. So that feeling of, closeness and naturalness and laughing together, being together. And as you know, Baba also has a sense of humor. So we can joke with Baba, in our conversation, in our interactions. So it should be natural, not a kind of, you don't have to think, oh, what should I say? How should I write my letter? No, just write what you feel. Yeah, you have secrets, no? And then number 4 is understanding. So a good friend understands your heart. You don't have to spend hours explaining yourself. Sometimes 2 good friends can sit with each other, sharing a beautiful silence, no words spoken, and having a wonderful time. Because there's a meeting of vibrations. So Baba understands us. He understands me better than I understand myself. He knows my whole story through time. I don't. And We hear so often in the world people saying, "You don't understand me." Such a common mantra. So sometimes we need that feeling of like just talking to Baba, whatever happened, didn't happen, what I should have done, did not do, what I should not have done, I did do, but Baba understands me. Just expressing the self, knowing that Baba understands me. And then number 5, this particular series of qualities was loyalty. Means a friend is with you not just during the sunny days, but also during your rainy days. Not only when you're at the top of the hill, but also when you're walking through the valleys. Not only when everyone is praising you and congratulating you, but also when everyone is ignoring you and sidelining you. The true friend is still standing next to you. When the smoke clears, when the dust settles, he's still there. I'm still here with you. And that loyalty is very, very precious. And so we get to experience this relationship with Baba only at this confluence age. And hence it tells us very openly, very clearly, remember me. He's a bit exclusive, Baba. He doesn't like if you remember him and others. He says, no, remember me alone. But one thing I find, and of course you've experienced as well, it means like, when you love one, you also love all. Because by loving that one, you learn how to love everyone without the feelings of demands and expectations and possessiveness. So the relationship with Baba cleans our capacity to love. And that's what it's for. Because in the golden age, again, we're going to be with each other, not with Baba. So it's a cleansing experience as well to come closer in relationship with Baba and discover the principles of true relationship, the principles of pure love. And what better thing to do than to take from the source and distribute to everyone in the world? That's the special invitation Baba gives to all his children. Take, distribute, take, distribute. More. I can, let me just check. I can wrap up here if needed. Should I wrap up here? All right. So that's just opening bat for today. And then we have tomorrow and the day after to continue to explore. Follow the Father, follow the Father. After dinner, okay. Is anything to announce now? Should I announce? So there'll be 15 minutes meditation now till 7. And then 7 to 7:45 will be dinner. She's going to do it. Well, because she couldn't hear the
โอเค
translation.
นะคะเราคงขอเวลาทุกอย่างมันรวบรัดเราเวลาต้องนั่งโยคะด้วยกันก็ทุ่มครึ่งแต่ว่าตอนนี้ขอนั่งก่อนเลย15 นาทีนะคะแล้วเราก็ไปทานข้าวกันเสร็จแล้วเราก็กลับมาอีกที15 นาทีก่อน2 ทุ่มเพื่อที่จะกลับมาฟังกันอีกนิดนึงก่อนนอนดีไหมคะ Alright now okay and that is going to be 15 minutes for meditation now and then we go for dinner and then after dinner 7:45 we come back here and say good night to you okay want to give Toli now you want to give Toli now or maybe after later
Yeah, at the end.
okay 15 minutes are you ready to sing a song or you want to listen and have English what do you feel like
At some point in the retreat, it'll
เพลง
happen.
ไหมจ๊ะ meditation เลยค่ะ 15 minutes take a sweet drishti from him อันนี้ก็คือสิ่งที่อยากจะให้ทำนะคะว่าเขาพูดอะไรมาก็ตามสิ่งที่เราจะได้รับและสัมผัสจากกระแสที่เขาให้ภาษาดวงตาที่มีอยู่ขอให้เต็มไปด้วยพลังในการแลกเปลี่ยนสิ่งดีๆที่เขาพูดถึงเราก็จะนั่งอยู่ในโยคะด้วยกัน15 นาทีแล้วก็ไปทานข้าวนะคะแล้วก็กลับมาอีกที15 นาทีก่อน2 ทุ่มค่ะในเวลา1 ชั่วโมงเต็มสำหรับรับประทานอาหารทั้งเดินทั้งไปรวบรัดเวลาให้ดีนะคะเชิญค่ะ
धूप में कभी छाँव बनकर, लहरों में कभी नाव बनकर, धूप में कभी छाँव बनकर, लहरों में कभी नाव बनकर, लड़खड़ाए कदम थामा है हाथ, जब लड़खड़ाए कदम थामा है हाथ। मेरे बाबा है साथ, 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 मेरे बाबा है साथ। जब भी छाने लगे ये अंधेरा, मेरे संग संग चले जो सवेरा। जब भी छाने लगे ये अंधेरा, मेरे संग संग चले जो सवेरा। हर लम्हा दीप बन के जले, कांटों पे भी मेरे संग संग चले। अब तो लगता है जन्नत बनी हयात,
मेरे बाबा है साथ, 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 मेरे बाबा है साथ।